And you, cause you were there when K.I was, right?
Yeah.
Yo, face! Yo, your face, please! With sugar on top!
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, I like FBG Butta, man. I've always expressed that I like Butta because he seemed genuine whenever he would do interviews, and he didn't strike me as one of the guys who will run around and do the most for attention. He's naturally funny. He ain't acting like he's the most ruthless dude from Chicago. He's admitting when people get the best of him, all that good stuff. But as it ain't enough going on right now with accusations of him being a cooperator in the FBG Duck case against O'Block, FBG Butta will go on a saycheese interview and say a little too much. Now, the same thing he was saying in his previous videos with Trench's News, and I would say that they're both saying too much, because I don't know if maybe they forgot, but K.I.'s death was an unsolved crime. Or at one point in time it was. So why would these guys get on social media and explain exactly everything that happened that day, and even admitted to being there, naming names, naming scenarios, the whole 9 yards? Now, I want to speak on that in this interview that FBG Butta just recently did with saycheese, and I'm going to play a quick clip to get y'all response on what's going on. Now, to be fair, although FBG Butta has been accused of allegedly cooperating, let's make it clear that it's never been 100% confirmed, and FBG Butta himself never admitted that he cooperated. We're still going off what that court document said, but watching this interview pretty much proves that cooperator number 3 is FBG Butta. And whether it is or not, he's making it very hard for us not to believe that it's him. It's either that, or maybe it's just a case of when keeping it real actually goes wrong. Who knows? But y'all check these clips out real quick. Now here's a court document I want to read for y'all so y'all can get an understanding on what's going on. Now the document released in FBG Duck's case against O'Block simply states, quote, Cooperator 3 was also present for and witnessed the M of his sister got carried bonds by O'Block member Davon Bennett in STL territory on April 14, 2014. Cooperator 3 was also shot by Bennett during the incident. Cooperator 3 was able to escape and saw Johnson waiting for him at the end of the alley he was about to run through. So instead, Cooperator 3 was able to wait until Bennett and Johnson left. Before leaving, Cooperator 3 observed Bennett stand over Barnes and shoot her multiple times. Now, don't this sound familiar? Don't this sound like something you already heard a certain YouTube blogger speak about? Don't this already sound like something Butta explained in the interview before? And that's the problem right there. These guys are still doing interviews speaking on street business even with this O'Block trial underway. I'm not as enthused of him saying King Von isn't the real suspect behind the demise of K.I. because we heard that already from him. But I'm more enthused by the timing of this interview and why he would say all this at a time where he's already being accused of being Cooperator 3. Either he don't care or I don't know. But if he don't care, then I'd rather him just say that instead of dancing around the question when he's asked about being a cooperator. So it's either they're purposely doing it, they're getting paid to do it, or they just don't care. I don't know which one. But judging from the paperwork they have, the statement says Cooperator 3 gave something similar to the same descriptions these guys be giving to these interviewers. So with them seeing what's going on, why would they continue doing interviews doing the same exact thing or explaining things the same exact way? If the police already done stated that King Von was the killer and you getting on interviews saying he's not, you know what the next question from law enforcement is going to be? Okay, then who? You know, it's common sense. If you're telling us that we got the wrong killer and you're talking confident like you know something, then why wouldn't we come to question you? Because clearly you know something that we don't know. And 9 times out of 10, they were just trying to put a body on King Von anyway, just to say they quote unquote solved the case, making it look like good police work or something. And maybe it's just me, but you gotta keep an eye on Sean Kai and Med, because the first question of the clip was, quote, K.I. was not your real sister, right? And the first thing Butta says is, nah, of course that was my real sister. So guess what? Now that eliminates all the people who were running around saying that K.I. and Butta wasn't really related to each other, and it also confirms another detail about Cooperator 3. Whether they're really blood related or not, he confirmed they are brothers and sisters coming from his mouth. And when it comes to statements, police only really care what you tell them. They don't care to dispute it. It's your story. And that's what they're going to use against you in the court of law. And if you lie, then guess what? You said it under oath, which means that becomes perjury. Alright, now when it comes to that whole interview, it was a little weird on saycheese's part. Sean Kai was asking questions that it seemed like he was taking a page straight out of Vlad's book. I don't know if he feels, well, they're letting Vlad get away with it, so why can't I? But anyway, Sean had a few weird questions, but the ultimately bold one that was very crazy to me is when Sean said straight up, people think King Von did it, but ultimately from your knowledge, who drilled K.I.? I don't know about y'all, but to really just flat out ask somebody a question like that during an interview is just crazy to me. And I don't get it, but I can no longer be mad at it because these are the same guys that allow DJ Vlad to ask them whatever they want, despite the history of artists on his platform. Then they willingly go on Adam 22, despite him saying and doing whatever he want with these guys that these kids think be the most ruthless and, you know, so crazy. But then you got a guy like Adam 22 that comes along and just says and does whatever he wants with them. So I can't even be mad at Sean. But the part that shocked me even more was when Butta actually replied and said it was Big A.
People think King Von did it, but who ultimately, from your knowledge, who K.I.?
Gee, I don't know, bro. I saw Big A.
But you say that day it wasn't King. Well, you said it in another interview. You said that it wasn't King Von.
It wasn't Von, man. It wasn't Von, bro.
So with all that's already going on, right, with the allegations of him cooperating, he go on Sean Kai and do this, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I come from an era where if an interviewer asks you a question that you don't want to answer or that's a little too policey, guess what? You just don't answer. You say next question. That's it. You know, and the police themselves said that King Von was the killer. So if Butta was actually there and saying that King Von wasn't, then who are you going to believe? And if Butta is in fact telling the truth, then why are the police out here giving out false news without doing the proper investigations? You know, but then again, why is Butta out here saying who did what if they already got King Von down as the person that did it? Are you just asking to be investigated? I don't know, man. But I know the news always get information confused anyway and aren't too accurate when it comes to street stuff. However, when you pinning bodies on individuals, you gotta be a little more careful because that can cost someone their life in the long run. Unless the media and police are willingly putting it on King Von for their own reasons and motives or whatever the case may be. But here you got a guy like Butta saying that it wasn't King Von. So, I don't know. And before I get out of here, y'all, honestly, this is a perfect example of when keeping it real goes wrong to me, at least on the internet. Because sometimes these interviewers ask the craziest questions, and it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you lie, people will call you a liar, but if you tell the truth and it come back to haunt you in the long run, people call you foolish. It's never no winning, but I would rather you not incriminate yourself for the sake of an interview. Now, I don't know if Butta just don't care because he feel Big A is the real suspect and he isn't here anymore. So maybe that's why he feel he could speak on it, but sheesh. You know, I don't know, to each his own. I just had to do a video on this because I found this very interesting, especially given the fact that Butta is already accused of cooperating and then going on camera saying such things as this. So I don't know. Maybe he just don't want people giving Von that demon title. Maybe it's his pride, or maybe it's his truth that he actually want to get out there. Who knows? Y'all get in the comments, let me know what y'all feel about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. I'm out.